Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, and we are here with the first Descendant. My brutally honest thoughts on the Descendants. I just got done beating the main campaign. I have spent over 80 hours pretty much playing this game. Before we get started, there's going to be a lot of people coming in because of the title, and they're going to want to know, do I think the first Descendant is a Destiny killer? No. Listen, I don't know why it happens every time there's anything that's a looter shooter. Destiny killer. Destiny killer. Anyone that's played this game is not calling this a Destiny killer. In fact, if you want to know, and if you've never played the first Descendant and you want to know what the buzz is, it is more comparable to Warframe than it is Destiny 2. In fact, I would even go as far as say it's more comparable to the Division. Like, it is off to the side. The closest that there is to Destiny is there's a character, like, I'll show you. Oh, wrong thing. Where's he at? There he is, Ajax. He's essentially a Titan. Like, I kid you not, he is a Titan. Like, he has a bubble ability. He has a wall. The only thing, he has a slam like a Titan. The only thing he has that Titans don't have is a cool blast wave. But outside of that, he's a Titan. But outside, and there's some logos that look similar to Destiny from, I'm like, oh, okay. But granted, there is a sniper in the game that looks like the Ikelos sniper rifle, or at least it looks like a fusion of a sniper and the exotic sleeper simulant from Destiny. People who've never played Destiny have no idea what I'm talking about. Just know there is no real, like, one-for-one comparison to make me believe that this is anything close to Destiny. Now, later in the video, we'll talk about competition. I do think that when we're looking at time, 100%, I do believe the first Descendant is a competitor to Destiny, but we'll put that off on the side. But for people seething at the mouth, no, I don't think this is going to kill Destiny in the way that it's a one-for-one replacement. This is its own thing, kind of like how Elden Ring is its own thing, Warframe is its own thing. It's more Warframe competition than anything. So let's put that off to the side. Now, what do I think about this before we start getting to nitty-gritty? Overall, I think I enjoyed it. I mean, I put 80 hours in it, but I really do enjoy what the game has to offer. And I'm going to say this right now. If you like Warframe, you either think this is great or you think this is a cheap knockoff. If you've never played Warframe, and yet, let's just, in the scenario, if you've never played Warframe, but if you had played Warframe before playing this, and you really like Warframe, then you will like this game. I know that's confusing, but what I'm implying is, if you never played Warframe, but you know, if you did, you absolutely would love it, or you do love it. But if you've never played it, and you played this first, you think this is the bee's knees. Until you played Warframe, and then you realize, oh, well, that has a lot more going for it. And when I imply that, I'm not saying that this is bad. I'm not saying that I'm not enjoying it. I'm not saying it's not worth your time. It's very subjective. But what I'm implying is you have to be a specific kind of gamer, as most games. But when you're looking at Warframe, there's a lot of things that Warframe does better than the first Descendant, which we'll talk about. Overall, it is, and what I was talking about earlier about being similar to Division, the DPS and the numbers, all that is similar to Division. Like, big number go up the more you go. Obviously, there's stats on this that are very important, which stands out differently from Warframe. Warframe, the gun is 100% just as is, and then you modify it via mods, which, as you imagine, this game mimics down to the very last T. Even has formas that you can add to your gun that reduces the module capacity, and you can also add a energy activator which expands it. This is all 1-for-1 Warframe. I would argue though that the mods in this game is simpler, and it is much better described, like translated, than in Warframe. I don't know, Warframe may have improved, but the new player experience from playing Warframe for the first time, I've played Warframe like for a long time. Coming to this and playing it, I was like, oh wow, this experience is so much easier to do, like modifying and playing and seeing, because you actually can see and you even get information on, like, it is just easier to build builds using mods, and you're not just overly confused of what the hell is going on compared to Warframe. So this definitely does it. It simplifies it, in my opinion. So you will like that. It also expands it with different parts. You can like actually have builds. There's actual sets that you can unlock. I don't have any because I just literally unlocked hard mode, and I played hard mode, and it is very challenging, which is another aspect that a lot of people will appreciate who like challenges, and there's more to grind. As I said, there's Descendants, so it like I said, Destiny has abilities, and there's abilities, so is Warframe. Like, there's a lot going on here. We have so many all these different characters that you can farm for or purchase, just like Warframe. And there's even ultimate versions. Ultimate versions give you better stats, which, if you've ever played Warframe, they have what's called prime versions. These prime versions are the exact same thing as ultimates.
If it's new research.
There's even crafting in this game where you farm different things and you can craft it. Right now, I'm crafting Greg's Reversed Fate. It is a ultimate weapon. Now, that is essentially this game's version of exotic weapons. Or I don't know what Division's versions are called. Division has the gold guns too. Like I said, it's not a 1-for-1, but you can craft it. You can also craft all the different Descendants, the characters that you would play. And as you can see, it is quite the grind. Like, it is not easy. And I think, in my opinion, I think Warframe is a lot better when it comes to grinding for material and grinding for primes, because you can also just grind for the parts and lock it that way. But let's expand a little bit. What do I think about the story? I think anyone that's beaten the story knows that the story is a nothing burger. It's neat. Like, I found myself wanting to skip cutscenes, not cutscenes, but like dialogue. Like, I'm just like, let's go. Why are we monologuing? I feel like nothing was really done until the very end of the story. I give the game 3 out of 10 for story. Like, I've seen worse, but I mean, there's been much better. You're playing this strictly for the gameplay, the gunplay, and I think that's why this game is thriving right now, is because the gunplay is clean. The basics, the foundation of it is really good. It's something that rivals Warframe. I find that the abilities are intriguing. Also, if you like tatas, like hot girls and booty cheeks, this game is for you. You can, I bought Freyna over here. I didn't buy her, but I unlocked her because I liked her set. It just so happens she was also packing heat. And a lot of people love Bunny. Her ultimate really is revealing. There's also customization, skins. Like, it's free to play. What do you expect? Like, I think her most popular is what? Oh, not that one. It is this one. This is what a lot of people love to run is you can make your character look like a maid. Neat. I prefer just the base character. But like I said, story, mid, the gameplay, great. Guns, awesome. I really like that it's third person. I know some people like first person, like in Destiny, you get to see your guns. The problem with Destiny is when you don't really get to see your character design as much. Whereas in this game, you're always looking at your character. I really like that aspect. I wish games would do both, where you can, like Fallout, where you could swap in between first and third person so you can play the way you want to play. Now, we've got to talk about, like I said, the modding, pretty easy, the grind, which we'll get to that in a minute. We have to talk about, let's just talk about the grind, right? Let's talk about the grind. Let's talk about this game in general. Here's the open world. The campaign took forever because it was just doing non-stop stuff. And I'm unlocked hard mode, like I said. But if you look, let's say Venom Injector right there. Let's just say well, you can't see it. There it is. Never mind. Mass Purification, that mod right there. It's an ultimate mod. It is a rare, very rare mod. Usually very strong, usually what you want for specific builds. 5% chance. 5% chance. That means if I do this mission or I do this thing, I have a 5% chance that it'll drop. I'm not kidding you. I farmed for a ultimate mod that increased my grapple, which is great. The movement is very mid, in my opinion. Warframe is definitely better for movement tech. But there's a grapple that is sometimes really cool and sometimes really annoying because it's inconsistent. And I wanted a mod that lets me grapple in mid-air so I can just swing in the middle of the air, which would have been really cool. And it was on normal, it's like a 3% chance or a 1.2%. It's very low. I did a mission on a low-level mission. I was higher level, and I beat it in 36 seconds. All I have to do is beat the boss. It has a chance to drop the mod I want. I farmed that mission for an hour. And I was getting consistently at beating this mission at 36 seconds, meaning approximately 120 times within an hour. And I did not get a single, the mod I wanted. Did I get a couple of golds? Yes. But not enough that really convinced me, wow, this is a great farm. And two, I never got the mod I wanted. The drop rates are horrible in this game. You will spend hours of your life grinding, and it will be satisfying when you get the thing that you want and you have the build, but it is almost teetering on, why am I doing this to myself? I think, in fact, to put it in view for people who play Destiny, I believe wholeheartedly you have a better chance at getting the raid exotic weapon your first time than you do farming some of these mods. Let's say Destiny, you had a 15% chance of when you you complete an encounter, let's say the Witness, and you can get the raid weapon from that. You have 15% chance of being at the exotic. It's already a higher chance than what this base mod is right here. It is bad. Now, I've seen some Reddit posts that Nexon has a patent on what's called dynamic RNG, where it scales based on the user. So, for instance, the way it was explained is if you're a grinder, your RNG goes down. It's to keep you to continue playing or to pay cash to get it. And we'll get to that in a minute. And the reverse is if you're a casual, then you have a higher chance of getting a mod to have you come back. Oh, I don't play that much. I don't really want to grind that much. Oh, I just got this really rare drop. We joke in Destiny, we talk about that being a thing. Oh, well, this person's never raided in their life, they're going to get the exotic first time. And then usually it somehow happens and they're like, oh, it's a thing. Well, it sounds like it is a thing in this game. The community's still trying to get numbers. If that's the case, it kind of sucks that that's the case, because it's egregious. The grind is very egregious. And it is egregious because it's free to play. What they want you to do is to spend your money. And this is where the most egregious part of it all comes into play. So, one of the key things about playing this game is building into your character, right? You've got these mods. You have to have a energy activator to increase your slots, or use Forma or whatever, the crystallized whatever. It's Forma from Warframe. But if you want to be able to do that, you've got to either unlock it, which we'll go to the lady that makes them. Let's go over here. The two things you need in order to increase your survivability and your capability. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and save your ears some struggles. There we go. Turn the music off, that way you don't have to hear it. So right here. These two things right here. This crystallization catalyst is for increasing your weapon space. Energy activators is increasing the space on your descendants. More space means more mods, which means more effects, stats, whatever it is that increases your ability to kill and stay alive. But as you can see, you have to grind out specific things like this one. I need a crystallization catalyst blueprint. Where do I get this? Oh, I need to be able to do a boss fight that's called Gravewalker. And after you beat the boss, you unlock this material called Amorpheus. How do I get this material, this thing right here, in order to have the opportunity to get the thing? Oh, well, that's easy. I've got to farm this mission. Oops. I've got to farm this mission right here. And the drop chance is a 100% chance. So there's that. That's good. Okay, that's 100% chance. What is the chance? Let's go to the bosses, because this is going to be a good segue to what I want to talk about. What about bosses? If I just have to do that 100% chance on that one mission, I farm that mission, then I get that material, then I beat this boss, and that's it. That's easy, right? Let's just go to Gravewalker right here. So the material is called there it is, crystallization. That's what we need. But it's a 15% chance. So you're farming that one mission that's 100% guaranteed chance to get this material. Then you have to beat this boss to then use this material at the end of the boss fight, and you have a 15% chance that it will drop the crystallization catalyst. But that's not all. That's right. As you saw, we needed all these other materials that you also have to go farm missions and enemies. So you have to farm all of these, including this, and then you get to craft this one catalyst that you can use one time. Same thing with the energy activators, which the energy activators are even more egregious because you have to farm what's called vaults. There's mini statues across the map, and you have to ping for them, and you have to hunt them down. They're like little collectibles. And then there's a mini game that you have to do and click and make sure it's like, if you've ever played any game that has like hacking in it, it's just the rotating thing, and you have to hit in the middle of the line to do it right. If I could find one real quick, I would show you, but it's not worth your time. but you have to farm all these materials. Also, you need for this one an energy activator blueprint. Let's go back to bosses, because again, you need to farm that material, to which then you'll go to the boss, and then you'll have a 3% chance of getting the blueprint to drop. Do you get to check and choose the reward? No. No. It's a 3% chance that you get that catalyst. The two most important things in the game are so egregiously hard to get, which is not something that Warframe has ever been a problem with. I would say upgrading your characters is very easy. But let's say, okay, I don't want to skip the grind, Mr. Gaming Counselor. Like, let's say,
can't see me.
let's say Sharon. I've not invested
in their blind spot.
I love Sharon. She's great. She's an assassin. I ranked her up, but I have yet to increase her mod space. See, I need to do this. So we're going to go to mods, add capacity. Well, I don't have an energy activator, and I don't want to spend all that time RNGing and hoping that maybe someone will hit the button and let me get the item I need. So I'm going to purchase it from the shop. Oh, it costs me $115 something caliber, which is their paid currency. You have to use real money. I'm going to go ahead and buy some. How much is it? How much is that? $20. $20 for one upgrade material. I don't know who came up with this, but that is the most, like, I can forgive everything else, but why is the most two important things in the game the most egregious? Like, this is mobile game trash. And I like this game. This is coming from someone that really enjoys the game, but this is mobile game trash. Like, it's almost comical how backwards it is, and I'll show you what I mean. So let's say I've got Sharon here. I want Sharon to look hot. Sharon really needs to look hot. That looks dope. She looks hot right here. $750 for a skin. How much is $750, Mr. Gaming Counselor? Well, you can buy it for $20, or you can buy these two and save some money, spend $250, then $520 and save some cash. As you can tell, there's nothing in between. But $750 is still cheaper, but you're probably going to end up having to spend $20 anyways. But what doesn't make sense is the skin is priced cheaper than the in-game thing that matters the most. Like, I understand if you want to do the scummy thing where you're forcing people to, oh, well, there's not an option for $750. Oh, I've got to upcharge and spend more money. Oh, like, I get that for skins, but straight $20 for an upgrade? What the hell's wrong with you? But what's even worse? Let's go to, where's Bunny? Ultimate Bunny. This is probably the most loved character, and you can tell why this game is loved for her assets. Like her assets are right there. People blew their load, both physically and economically, to get this bundle. 5,000. How much is 5,000, Mr. Gaming Counselor? Surely it's not that much. It is a free to play. Oh my God, it is $100 for a skin. I take it back. It's not just a skin. It's also like it's the ultimate, so it has an stat up increase. But I can maybe excuse that because you can grind the stuff. It's egregious. It's just, if it was a skin, sure, whatever, pop off. But it is so egregious. Even Warframe, yes, they sell bundles that are hundreds of dollars, but you get guns, you get all these different cosmetics attached to it. You even get currency to use to buy other things. Like you get like 2,000 something currency for the $100 bundle. Like it is there for the most part. This is incredibly egregious. And it really does suck. And it makes me wonder how much I'm going to invest other character wise. Like if you do not want to spend money on this game, you are probably going to be a one character Andy, or you're just going to play the base version and never touch the hard mode. If you can enjoy just playing the base version and doing the base bosses, then you've got yourself a game. But I'm going to tell you, as you get to end game, the bosses require you to put more investment in your characters. You're not going to be able to just throw things together and have fun. You are going to have to actually invest and make builds. And it's going to take more time than it would Warframe. It's going to take more time than you ever do in Destiny. Like, I never thought that there was a game that's a looter shooter that would be more egregious than Destiny, and we found it. Like, it is bad. So from the free-to-play microtransaction, I wish I could say it was just skins. And even then, something else is egregious. If I want to customize and add color to things, I first have to buy a skin or unlock a skin if it's like on a battle pass that's free. You cannot do default color changes. You can only color change on skins that you have purchased or unlocked. And if anyone played Destiny 2 when it came out, you had shaders, but they were consumables, one-time use. But then Bungie got rid of that because they're like, oh, well, no one likes that. But Nexon's like, oh, but we do. And we're going to make it to where you have to pay for it too, which I'm okay if you have to pay for it. If it's a one-time unlock, even Warframe has palettes that you can purchase, like a array of colors. That's fine. You know what? Whatever. But it is a consumable and you only get one-time use. So you're spending money for color one time. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Talking about it, the only thing that is not egregious is actually the battle pass. The battle pass is probably the most bang for your buck on cosmetic. They give you a bunch of colors. They give you skins. They give you some currency. They give you can get it free. I got the ultimate weapon for free. So it's like Destiny in the sense that you get an exotic, but you also get a bunch of material that you can unlock. So that's neat. Obviously nothing that's really good. Not like the big time consumables that you really want. Everything that here is like, oh, there's obviously some trash stuff that is pro-typical in like Fortnite and Destiny where they just throw it in, and there's some boost. That's pretty much it. But for the price that it is, it's probably the most unegregious microtransaction in the game. And even the challenges, like they have challenges that give you pretty decent experience. Like I'm already 32, playing 80 hours. Like getting this to 100, if you really play this game, is not even like, it's not going to be a challenge. Now, let's address some of the things that have been going on. Let's go to Twitter. We'll get to this in a minute. You can unlock everything. Game does not really hold sway with when you grind for 30 hours, battling purposely terrible drop rates to avoid paying $3 to $15. At that point, you just actually hurt the design of the game itself. And I agree. I think it's really bad. And someone made a difference about Destiny drop rate. And the most egregious thing in Destiny right now is spending $40 to skip a campaign for 2 characters. I think that's egregious. I think it's stupid. But you're not paying $20 like $20 to skip an entire campaign versus $20 to effectively get the most important loot in the game. That's like in Destiny, that's like paying $20 to get an exotic or getting maxed out 3-tiered armor where you can get 3 stats 100 or something like that. Like that is effectively what they're doing. And I did make a moment friendly. Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out that's it. That is a thing. Now, there's also people going out of their way to really attack the game. I'm sorry, but this looks like the most uninspired sauceless game to hit the market. And it continues, no hate, but it looks like every game that has died within a couple of weeks and months. And there's this weird energy going on in the community. Destiny 2 players, but also Warframe players are actively attacking streamers and content YouTubers and just attacking the game in general, like just vehemently like bad game. And whereas I have obviously been bluntly honest that there are some egregious things in this game, it is a good game. It is fun. It is free to play. It's enjoyable. If you can swallow some of the grind, you know, you're giving up your time. It is a fun game. The gunplay is really like the base, the foundation is really fun. And that's why it is popping off on Twitter. That's why it's popping off on Twitch and YouTube. That's why people are grinding it out, because it's fun. The idea that it's just another Destiny killer, I think is wrong, because one, it's not a copy at all of Destiny. And two, I think a lot of these people here who are going out of their way to attack the game, because obviously people are like really enjoying it. People are like, hey, this is fun. Try it out. It's free. You have people hating on it who've never played the game. It's because they're jealous. It's because they're jealous. It's because they're jealous that either Warframe's not getting a spotlight, but it's mostly Destiny people. Because Destiny's is dying. Like, not dying like, oh, it's dead, but it's the participation in the game is dying. And that's mostly not even to the first Descendant. That is because episodes suck. We'll find out Tuesday whether or not it improves. I don't think so. I don't think whatever Bungie shows in their live stream is ever going to improve episodes. I think they are what they are, which are knockoff seasons. And with 3 weeks down, people are going to want to do other things than waste their time on such a soulless, uninspired gameplay. And that is what right there. This is what episodes are right there. But here we are. So here we are of Destiny. It was over 100 and it has dipped dramatically, and it's only going to keep on dipping. Listen, the final shape was fantastic, my Destiny peeps. I enjoyed it, but don't see the final shape as a beginning. The final shape is literally the conclusion. It is the end. So for a lot of people, it is where the game dies. For them, the game's dead. The story's dead. They're over it. They're moving on. For people like me who want to play episodes, there's nothing there. But what there is a lot of people wanting to check out and play the first Descendant. Where Destiny suffers is the time and placement. I think people get in this like, oh, the final shape has so much to do. But if you don't buy the expansion, what do you play? The season. In fact, the season and the expansion are separate. From a seasonal standpoint, compared to other games, the episodes suck. And when you were talking about free to play, Destiny's a free to try, which is why it loses immediately to the first Descendant. If we're looking at like the free to play aspect, I would never recommend anyone play Destiny. Destiny does not hold a candle to the first Descendant in the form of free to play. You play Destiny because of the expansions, because of the story, because of the raids. And yes, there's some free to play raids. But why play a little bit of content when you can play an entire game of content. And that's where First Descendant absolutely destroys Destiny. Destiny's a free to try. It is a joke. I honestly believe if Bungie wants to go to the free to play route, then I can see them making paid expansions be a thing, and then seasons are free, and then increased microtransactions for skins and all that crap. I think they're double, even triple dipping with dungeons, having to buy that, buy the expansions, and then buy seasons. I think that is the most egregious thing about Destiny, is that it's trying to dip its toes in too many things. It is a joke. I'd rather full send and be a base game is free. I just don't agree with the Descendants farming rates, but if they ever improve that, which they sound like they're openly taking feedback and planning to make some changes, hopefully. I'm more hopeful for the First Descendant than I am Bungie. I mean, this is a picture on its own. You see YouTubers and Twitch, are they playing Destiny? No, they're playing the First Descendant. There's nothing there. The content's dried up. Not the final shape. There's so much to do in the final shape if you've not played. But when it comes to the episodes, there's nothing there. It's bleh. Whereas there is so much to grind for in the Descendant. Again, barring the fact that the drop rates are But I don't think people are like, you know what's crazy? Failed war, like this is a warframe person, obviously that's upset. These are people that their game is like, their identity is their game. This person's obviously, they identify as a warframe person. Destiny 2 people identify as Destiny 2. Like, if any threat to time and limelight, people get upset and butthurt. Like, it's one thing if you play the game and you're like, that's just, it's not for me. Respect. But to actively attack a game you've never played, or to rage against a game like, oh, I don't want people like this, it's so garbage, blah, blah, blah. Like, no one cares. Let's be honest, no one cares whether you like it or not. Only people that really care is whether it's good. If it's good, people care. If it's not good, then people are going to move on anyways. And let's be honest, people like it. Number big. It is 3 times the size of Destiny right now. Warframe. I'm very curious. Let's check out. Let's be fair. I like Warframe. No hate to Warframe. Yeah, so you can tell why the communities are upset. It's the new hotness. It happened to Elden Ring. I'm just curious. Elden Ring. Let's see how hot is Elden Ring. It's been a couple weeks. Elden Ring. What do we got? Yeah. Still going strong. Right now, these are the hotness. This is what people are playing. This is what people are enjoying. I think if you don't like it, sorry to be you, kid. But honestly, I do think it is a fun game. It is worth your bacon. I would absolutely recommend you try it. Don't spend any money. You can play the base game and not spend any money at all. Trust. Now, you may not be able to play exactly the way you want because you're like, oh, I want this character, but I don't want to spend hours grinding for it. Or maybe it's a character you can't grind because it's in-game. That does suck, but you can still try the base game out. You can still experience it. You can get some of the best guns without spending a dime, which is great. I truly do believe this is a game that if they take feedback from the community, they actually work on some of the feedback, they improve drop rates, and they continue to add content like Warframe started from nothing. I think this could be a really good game. I can see myself playing this for a long time. It is fun, it is enjoyable, and one of the biggest reasons is because of bosses. The boss fights are really freaking cool. I'm gonna go in solo just to play. I've not tried soloing, but we're gonna go in. I'm not even I'm not even specking into it. We're going into a boss fight. This is the bread and butter of this game. This is what this game does outside of raids. This game does bosses better than Destiny. These bosses are infinitely more entertaining than Destiny raid bosses. Outside of raids, there's some really good raid bosses in Destiny raids. But, I mean, I'm just going in. I also am not using the best character for this. I just want to roll in. You can play with a squad. You can play solo. And here we are. Obviously, I'm way over leveled for this. I could probably nuke this boss like it's nothing. But this boss is moving. We loved Ralt from Destiny because he moved around. And here she is. She summons little minions that you have to fight. Obviously, like I said, I'm way over leveled. There's a time, so if you like timed content. Oh, she's enraged now. And they do special things when they're upset. Like, this is so freaking cool. I wish Destiny had better boss fights. What's happening is I have to shoot the eye. If I don't shoot the eye, it continues to hit me. But I just nuked it, so. And then you get your raid boss loot, which I don't care. It's under level, so it's not good for me. I'd have to play hard mode. But then you go over here, and I have my material. Oh, wow. I really hope I get the energy activator. Or I could get this ultimate weapon part. Ooh, there's a Descendant character that I don't have. I have this weapon. I already have this weapon. I can also use a stabilizer. Oh, look. I use this rare material that you farm for that has a 3% chance of dropping. And now it increases my chance to 6% and 10% and 20%. And then drops these to like 30. Let's see. Am I gonna get better shot at getting what I want? No, I still got the same thing I already have. I already have this. And that's the problem with the game. The boss is fantastic. The drop rates are garbage. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a little long video, but I really want to kind of give my deep thoughts about it. The hard mode is fun. It's challenging, and it does increase the rewards by like a couple percentage points, but not enough. It's still really bad. But hard mode is challenging. You do need a good kit, which really pushes the whole problem with the fact that you have to either really grind to get the material, or you have to spend a lot of money. And I think that's bad. I think that's bad for the game's health. Like, the bread and butter is literally a looter shooter. And if it's great on the shooting aspect, but the loot is kind of egregious, people are not going to stick around for hard mode for very long. Or if they do, they're going to be a one character Andy and never go to try to do anything else. Which, honestly, as much as I want to grind other characters, I will probably only use them in like specific situations and not really level them up, which sucks. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. This has been a brutally honest thoughts on Forsaken. It is a fantastic free-to-play game. It is fun. There are some major glaring issues, and most of them have to do with some of the grind. We'll hope that they change it. I don't know. Until next time, game out.